Hi there, it's Wise here with some wise words. Once again, I want to thank you guys for stopping by the channel. It's a tremendous help out, and I hope that you're enjoying the content. And if you are, I hope that you're spreading the word about it. So, what's today's video about? Well, today's video is about the power of believing, or as one friend of mine once wrote it, the magic of belief. So the reason I wanted to talk to you guys about this today is because on this channel we do talk a lot about expanding your attention, raising your vibration, and things of that matter. And ultimately, it's all the same silver lining thread. It's all indicative to the same thing: becoming a better person and raising your vibration. Now you might say, I'm already a great person. Well, that's great. I feel that I'm a great person as well. And one thing we can do as great people is improve upon our greatness and help others improve upon their greatness. And one of the ways we can do that is through belief. A lot of people don't think about belief. They don't think about how belief plays a factor in how their life is drawn out or any of the activities that they participate in. But the power of belief is a very, very, very pervasive power. One of the things about belief is that it will help you manifest anything that you want. If you believe it, you can achieve it, as the old adage goes. So basically, I wanted to talk to you about just a little bit about what is belief and how to cultivate it. I didn't get a Webster's Dictionary definition because I believe we all have a firm grip on what belief is. But if I was going to summarize belief, I would say belief would be one's ability to put energy or faith, I guess it's the same as belief, into a certain subject, person, or thing. So, for instance, belief could be that you know that 1 plus 1 equals 2. You believe that emphatically. So every time you have 1 plus 1 equals 2. Or you could believe that uh, dogs are ferocious. And any dog you get around, if you have a belief that dogs are ferocious, most dogs probably will be ferocious to you. There's a lot of different applications for the power of belief. But what we want to talk about it is, or how in the concept or the context of, is how to use it in our daily lives, how to use it on ourselves. So let me start by sharing with you guys one of my favorite books. Don't worry about where I get the books from. I mean, right now, you can get them offline. So this book is called The Magic, or I don't know if you can see that. Maybe? I hope you got it there. The Magic of Believing by Clyde Bristol. This book was written in 1948, I believe. Early 1900s, 1948, 1950, around that time. During that time, there was a very, very esoteric and occult movement in America, actually from the late 1800s to the early 1900s, right around until the advent of World War II. There was a very big occultic, and not even just that, but like a psychic phenomenon movement going on in the United States. There is a lot of talk about psychic ability, telekinesis. Even the government was working on different programs and ways to cultivate psychic ability and telepathic ability. But this book is just kind of one of the culminations of that generation. A lot of people were interested in the cultivation of mind power, and that's what this book specifies. It talks a lot about it, and there's a lot of books out there like about this type of subject. It just so happened that this one was very, very, very indicative of what we were talking about here today. So what I want to do real quick is read you guys just a little bit. It's the beginning of this book, first paragraph or so, but it will give you an idea of what it's about and help me to build a good synopsis of what we're talking about here today. So let's read. Is there something, a force, a factor, a power, a science, call it what you will, which a few people understand and use to overcome difficulties and achieve outstanding success? I firmly believe that there is, and it is my purpose in this first complete exposition of the subject to attempt to explain it so that you may, if you desire, use it in your own life. So, when he specifies, talking about a power, a factor, a will, let me sit this down real quick. he's basically describing, or in my opinion, describing the ability to turn one's inner voice upon themselves and use it in a manner to help them achieve the goals which they're looking to get at. So that sounds a little loquacious. Let's break it down. The power of belief. Once you read this book and other lineations of books like this, what you come to realize is that once you realize what you're talking, or how you talk to yourself in your head, you can see how that plays a factor or role in your day-to-day life. For instance, if you tell yourself that you're fat and unathletic, then it will be extremely hard for you to build up a workout regimen or anything like that, any type of exercise routine, or for that matter, to change your diet for the better, eat more raw foods or more plant-based food. So if you continue to tell yourself, I'm fat, I'm lazy, I'm this, I'm that, and it's not in a positive manner, then yeah, you'll start to believe it. The subconscious is a very, very impressionable thing, and it tends to rely solely on whatever food or thoughts that you give it. So, if you give your subconscious bad thoughts telling yourself that I'm fat, I'm lazy, then you'll continue to be so. And this applies to almost everything. If you tell yourself that you're not good at drawing, then you'll never be good at drawing. If you tell yourself that you're not good at riding bikes, then you'll never be good at riding bikes. But adversely, if you change that way of thinking, if you start talking to yourself in a more positive manner, if you start changing how we view ourselves, and you believe in it, then you will really start to make a concerted effort and change towards that. Now, what am I really talking about when I say believing in it? Talking to yourself is one thing. It's your attention you bring to that talking that really, really plays a huge factor. If you don't consistently tell yourself good, positive, high vibration things, then you're never going to really see long, sustaining results. Here's something I want you guys to try. The brain, in order for it to build or break a habit, usually takes anywhere between 21 to 30 days. So try this out. For the next 21 to 30 days, I'd recommend 30. Every time you feel yourself talking to yourself in a negative manner, oh, I made a dumb mistake, oh, I shouldn't have done that, rethinking a conversation, how it could have went, or anything like that. There's 1,000 different things every day that we go through where we're always second guessing the decisions that we make. But instead of second guessing yourself when those thoughts arrive, if you talk to yourself in a more positive tone, saying whether, let's say you messed up on a task you had to do at work, next time, give yourself enough time to complete this task. Make a clear, concise plan on what you want to do to get it done. Whether it is taking up gardening or learning kickboxing, whatever it is, even if you find it difficult at first and you're struggling, as long as you continue to talk to yourself in a positive manner, you will see positive results. So I want you guys to try that out for about 21 to 30 days. And any time that you feel yourself talking to yourself in a negative manner during that time, start over. Start over a whole new 30 days. And just start from that point. And now I know that sounds ludicrous, but let me throw this one out there to you. Most of us have a professional athlete, actor, or some celebrity, maybe even a person that's in our personal life, that we idolize, look up to, or try to emulate. I want you to really, really think about that person, whomever it is. Now try to envision that person talking to himself in a negative manner. It just doesn't look right, does it? I mean, Beethoven, Nietzsche, Bach, Confucius, Aristotle, all of these greats in their fields, I'm certain, when I think about them, that they could not have ever seen themselves in a position where they were talking to themselves in a negative manner, that they couldn't do something, or a goal that they had set before themselves they weren't going to be able to achieve. Because they believed in themselves emphatically. One of the greatest assets you'll ever have in your lifetime, my opinion, the greatest, is yourself. So one thing you can do is invest in yourself. Invest good thoughts, positive energy and emotions, and believe in yourself unequivocally. Don't worry guys, there's definitely going to be a lot more videos about the power of belief, different methods in order to employ your powers of belief, the magic of believing, what to do with the results, how to start out small and go to bigger things. Like for instance, you can start out with just believing that you don't want to drink soda. Let's say you want to take more water in, and you want to start out with not drinking a lot of soda. Believe that you don't need that soda. That asphyxiation or that asphyxiation that you have for it, that sweet whatever it is, that mastication you get from your mouth salivating when you drink soda, whatever it might be, start believing that you don't need it. Start believing that you can live without it. Believing that water tastes just as good. I'm telling you, if you use concrete and concentrated effort towards this goal, you'll achieve it. And that's just one aspect. And like I said, start small and then you go work your way to big things. For instance, maybe you want to start out with, like I said, kicking soda. Then down the road, maybe you want to kick red meat or meat altogether. I'm not saying that is the goal for everyone, but those are how the steps usually work. You don't want to start off by biting off more than you can chew, because that's when you get frustrated and disconcerted about what you're doing if you fail at doing it at first, because we hold ourselves to such a high degree of accountability that we tend to throw ourselves under the bus whenever we fail at something. Another thing that I just wanted to quickly touch on you guys, or touch on about for you guys, was that if you ever feel yourselves talking to yourself in a negative manner more often than not, and the power of believing isn't working for you, then what you really want to do is sit down and write down the things that you find in your life causing you difficulties or power concentrating or focusing on. Once you get those things down, then we can address those things. Also, you have to use the power of believing on addressing those things. So like I said, guys, there's going to be tons more videos to come your way. I hope you enjoyed this one. And as always, infinite love, peace, and wisdom.